at that point in time, the generation, a golden age of players for Ghana. But a lot of people see that generation as a failure because you weren't able to win as much things like you were expected to win. If you compare to your potential, yes. What would you say accounted for that?
At that time, we had very, 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 very good players, and most of them played very good football. On count of Prince Pole, Antonio Abedipele, Ali Ibrahim, and the likes. They play wonderful football, but when we came together as a team, we just couldn't win anything for Ghana. But the causes are many. The causes are too many. I think we can't talk about everything, but the causes are many. But the one I can say about is like the unity. We were not united. We were just not united.
Did you feel as players at that point in time that as talented as the team was, we needed to do something for the nation? But it just not happened.
We wanted to do something for the nation.
Were you forcing it at the point in time?
Of course, we wanted to at least win the gold medal at the Barcelona Olympics. And that generation is the generation that I think would have also done something better for Ghana. But yes, still we couldn't. And it all boiled down to the fact that we were not united and the FA wasn't strong by then like today. So the FA couldn't keep all these players together. We come and the next time they call the Black Stars and you see 2-3 players only in the new team. All the rest will be scattered all over. So the continuity wasn't there, the unity wasn't there. And when you have a team that is not playing as a team, it's very difficult to win trophies.
Is it true that players were working against each other just because they wanted to deprive each other of stealing the limelight?
Working against each other? Well, I didn't see anything like that. Like working against each other in what sense or in what manner, like using juju or something? No, back then we didn't have anything like that. It wasn't part of our
never
generation.
Experienced any juju in the national team?
No, personally, I was playing my heart out. I didn't say juju wasn't there, but I wasn't relying on it.
But it was there?
I believe it's there. Once the devil is still there, you can believe that this juju and everything is there. But it depends on the individual. Your belief, what you believe in. And if you believe it will work for you, yes, it can work for you. But maybe I may have a different opinion. And that's it.
What do you think probably is your most regrettable moment in your playing career? And your highlights, the highlights of your career and the lowest of your career?
The lowest, I think, was the time Asante Kotoko eliminated us from the African Championship.
That's Kotoko.
Yeah. It pained me so much. And my highest was playing for my team in Portugal against Vitesse Arnhem in the UEFA Cup.
Do you sometimes look back at your playing career and feel you should have done more, probably played at the highest level of European football, that's the UEFA Champions League? Do you regret not playing that competition?
Yeah. I think that's the highest point in football. And I think that every player has to strive hard to get there. Because that is where you meet all the big stars in the world and, rub shoulders with them. So I really admire the Asians, the Montaris, the Ajimambadus and the likes. Kevin Prince Boateng and all that. I just wish I could be one of them. That is why I always say that Abedipele saw it all. And for me, he was, if not the best, one of the best in the country at that time and in the world as a whole.
Okay, now finishing your playing career, did you feel at the point that all this thing was coming to an end? And at which point did you realize that it is all over for me in my playing career?
When things got difficult in Europe, I decided to come back home and relaunch my career. And when I came, I think I didn't want to also come and join a big club. People may be expecting so much from you, and you couldn't just give them what they want. So I decided to join Kingfisher to just try to pick myself together. But then, week in, week out, I train very hard, and the time that I feel I'm okay to play a match, minor injuries here and there. So one day I just told myself, I think it's time to hang my boots.
Who did you first broke the news to, and did anybody try talking you out of that decision?
Very difficult to hang your boots. Very, very, very difficult. It's a decision that if you are not, like I said, mentally strong, you can't do it. I discussed it with my wife and said, well, what can we do? If the soul is willing but the body is weak, you just have to stop. And I call it quits, and that was the end. I think that was way back in 2001. Yeah.
I'm talking about speaking to your wife. I'm quite interested. Where did you meet this lady from?
Yeah, I met her in Accra. I went to PNT to post on DHR letters, and I met her with a friend. For the first time I saw her as a young lady, and I got interested.
What was the first word you said to her? I'm quite interested in that. What did you say to her first?
First, I don't remember. I think I spoke to the friend first. I told the friend that I'm interested in a friend. That is what I remember saying.
And what happened afterwards?
We met after.
Orchestrated by the friend?
The following night or so. We met and went for dinner at Noga here.
You were playing professionally then? Or you were
then,
still at
yes.
She knew you were a footballer?
No. She didn't know I was footballer. And she didn't know any footballer too in the country apart from Abu Manaf. Even how he came to even know Abu Manaf was living in their house in Ho when he was playing for Warada. That is how come she knew Abu Manaf. She never knew anybody playing football. She wasn't interested in football.
So, you still haven't told me how you were able to woo her. How were you able to win her heart? You went to dinner with her. What did you say to her? Was she apparently also interested in you as?
They were difficult, her words are not that easy to convince. But I think the chemistry was there, and that is how it started. I think when a man loves a woman, you don't need to talk much. At your first meeting or second meeting, I think you know what's up, and that's it.
You married her?
Yeah, married her. I think I'm around 96, was it 98? Yeah.
The best decision you've ever made in your life?
Yeah. I don't regret marrying her. She's a good girl. She has supported me a lot.
And she's giving you shoulder. How many of them?
2. They are twins.
Okay. Any more on the way?
Not yet.
Okay, now to coaching. Now that's the last bit of the interview. When did you decide to go into coaching? What made you even go into coaching?
But when I stopped playing, during that transition, I didn't quite know exactly what to do with my life. I was still deciding about what to do next after football. It wasn't easy. And I spoke to a friend of mine, and he encouraged me. And I spoke to Kwame Ayutu, and he agreed with me. and also encouraged me and told me it's a good idea and he thinks it will work. So I spoke to Chadi too, and he said, hey, you are a very intelligent kid, so I think it will be a good idea to start. And finally, I spoke to Pesina Antishi, and he also said he thinks I can be good in that area.
You know what happened afterwards? You went to study outside and all that. You came to take on Wow Stars. You did a lot of good work with them, and then all of a sudden we heard you were coming to Kotoko. Did he come to you as a surprise with regards to how short a career you had in coaching?
Yeah, the way I climbed the ladder, I think God loves me more than any other person. Because when I was in Red Bull, I never knew I would even come to the Premiership now. It was one day, I think on the 31st, around the 31st December or so, I was with Karim at Red Bull. And we're all on the field sharing ideas. So I told Karim that this is my New Year resolution, or in 5 years I just want to become one of the best coaches in the world. I didn't know what I was talking about. We spoke about this and prayed over it, and we went to our rooms. My second year at Red Bull, I left for Wow Stars. My second year with Wow Stars, I left to Kotoko. That is how come I'm here today.
Taking over Kotoko, you knew it was going to be a massive risk.
Very, very, very.
And it could be a make or break in your career, because if you had started, that would have probably been the end of your career. How were you able to take that decision, that bold decision?
You know, I read so many books and I came to realize that in this business, if you don't take that risk, you can't succeed. You just have to be bold and take a risk. When you succeed, that is where you can even call yourself a very good coach. Other than that, you say, no, it's not my time, it's not my time. I had the opportunity to come here last year, but I waited. I thought the time wasn't right, and I wasn't even matured enough. I needed 1 more year to prepare myself very well for the big stage. So when the time was right, I came and even when I was coming, I wasn't coming in the capacity as the head coach, but when it was time for me to step into Bogdan Kora's shoes, I said, why not?
Could you describe the feeling like when Dr. Sapon told you he wanted you to be the head coach? Were you surprised by that news?
Yeah, I didn't know they would sack that coach when I first came. And from the way things were moving, I think he did well, but just that when Nania eliminated us or beat us, the FA Cup, things started going bad for Bogdan Kora. So when later on Dr. called and told me that he wanted me to be the head coach of Asante Kotoko, I said, well, I know it will be tough, but I just told myself that I can do it. Initially, I wasn't ready for it because it wasn't on my mind to become the head coach now. I just prepared myself to assist Bogdan Kora as much as I could. But all of a sudden, things were happening and there was nothing I could do about it. And I couldn't refuse because they knew I was good, but they brought me in as the assistant coach. So when it was time for me to act as the head coach, I couldn't go to tell them, no, wait, get a head coach for me. So I just said, no, I am ready and I'm going to do it. And I don't fear to fail. And that is how come I'm here today.
Would you say you've enjoyed the total support that is required from management as a coach to succeed?
Yeah, it's the best. Doctor's administration is one of the best. He doesn't interfere in anything that you are doing. He has left everything for me to do it my own way.
The players you fingered for transfer, he's got them for you.
The players?
Yes, the players probably you want them, to come to Kotoko with other clubs.
Yeah. When I want a player, I tell him and he does the negotiations and that's it. No player comes in without my knowledge. It's not like before. Now, before a player can come to Kotoko, I have to agree before doctor will sit down and talk to the player about his contract.
Are you surprised yourself with how well you've done with Kotoko in this days of this short period of time?
I don't know, but I think from what I'm hearing, I think it's positive, it's good, meaning we've done well. But not only me, my backroom staff and management, and even the players who are not getting the chance to play have done so well. There's a total commitment, total cooperation, total unity that has gotten us here.
You went to the national team as a coach with Kwesiapia, and at 20 you won gold. Kwesiapia is now obviously the Black Stars coach. We are hearing because of good working relationship. Once you're there, are you ready to make the step up to the national team?
Now, we haven't spoken about it yet, so I don't think it will be very good to talk about it because I haven't sat with any management or member of the FA.
But is it a job you will relish?
Oh, why not? If they call me to come and do it, I think I will take it up. But we haven't spoken about anything yet, so I can't confirm.
Finally, what's your take on internationals taking over coaching reins? We have been a champion with Asante Kotoko recently. Our champion. Asante Kotoko recently with yourself at Asante Kotoko. You are playing against Asante Kotoko tomorrow. How does it make you feel as a former player having your ex-colleagues coming to management also?
I'm happy about that because this is the generation we just spoke about, and what I think we've learned out there. If we don't help the communities or the country with the expertise we had out there, we'll be doing ourselves no good, and Ghana wouldn't benefit from us. Some play to the highest level, like I said, the Champions League, whatever you can think of. I still believe we can get more coaches to come and support. Can count Mohamed Gago, August Nahimfo, Sike Akono, our champion, and many of us, Yao Preku, So I think that it's about time the clubs will just have confidence in us that we can really do something for the clubs and support Ghanaian players to also play better than what we even did.
Final message.
I have to thank Dr. Keke Sapon. He believed in me and gave me the opportunity to do what I'm doing today. I'm very, very happy. And I'm very happy that his management members, everybody, has given me the support. You can talk about Kwame Bami, accompanying Listowell, operations, and Laji Lamin, and all the management members. I thank them so much. And last but not the least is my assistant, Safo Castro, and the whole technical team. They have supported me very, very, very well. So I'm glad I'm here today. And this is not the end. I think we can still take this club to another level. So that is what we want to do. So we don't have to stop here. We have to just continue. And I know that things are going to work for us.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.